You're listening to Biz-Souls, the business podcast with an edge, hosted by me, Rona Lewis, and Jeffrey Hansler. Tune in for perspectives and discoveries about the changing world of business. It's time to connect to the heart, soul, and humor of how business gets done. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Biz-Souls. I'm Rona Lewis.
I'm Jeffrey Hansler, and we get to the heart and soul of business and the people that make it happen. And today, another one of Rona's friends. How surprising.
Because I know everybody in the entire world, and I only allow interesting people to come in. And I broke that rule today, and we have Bill. So, no, I'm kidding.
I knew I was going to get bashed one way or another. I was rude.
So, yeah, so we've had his lovely wife, Amy, on a few times, Amy Gibson. And Amy's like, Rona, you love people with interesting jobs. Why don't you have Bill on? I'm like, oh, of course. So I'm going to introduce you, Bill. Today, we're joined by Bill Quaterman, who has spent more than 30 years exploring holistic health, regenerative medicine, and human performance, guided for over 3 decades by a Northwestern University professor of psychiatry and others. You'll give us whoever else is there. Bill has built his work around one core belief. Mindset is the first step to healing. Throughout his career, he studied alongside and collaborated with pioneers in integrative and orthomolecular medicine. Try saying that 5 times fast, including Dr. Abram Hoffer, and has worked with clients ranging from individuals seeking better health to members of the cast of NYPD Blue. Do you remember that show?
Yes, I do.
Remember that show. Just a little bit more. Today, through Advanced BioCell, his company, Bill helps people navigate the rapidly evolving world of regenerative and integrative health, empowering them to make informed decisions about living healthier and more vibrant lives. So that's our time, folks. So thanks for showing up.
And I'm going to move you over to your spot a little bit.
Where's my spot?
Your spot's over there.
I don't know where. Okay. Hi, Bill. So what the heck did I just say?
Yeah, no, that was nice. I appreciate it very much. Do your people know that you are a Reiki master and a former trainer and all that stuff?
I think they know I'm a former trainer.
Well, you haven't mentioned it for a while.
Yeah, I am a Reiki master. So, yeah, I do believe in woo-woo and things that are not Western medicine, and I believe in Eastern medicine. I believe in Western medicine. I believe in things that are not necessarily what the government says we should be following.
Good. I just want to know because, all those things that you have done already, I'm sure, inform all of the things you talk about now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then I played rugby and was getting up. Somebody kicked me in the neck and split my C4. Half in the front, half in the back. Doctor said, yeah, we could operate, just let it heal on its own. And there was always a little pain. And so I had a acupuncturist come by. And I think it was like 10, 15 treatments. He was great. And no more pain.
That's the way to be. That's the whole idea, no?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you're, Bill, you're not a doctor. You're not a doctor.
Nope.
You don't even play
a doctor.
You don't even play a doctor in movies.
No, I'm not a doctor, but I play one on the internet, like we talked about before.
Right.
Yeah, I did have acting class years ago with George Clooney, and he's not a doctor either, but everybody thinks he is.
That's right. That is very funny.
So why did you get in the? You're in the medical field.
Because you were
or a health field. Is that a better word?
Because you were a musician with a recording, label and everything.
Yeah, I when I was a young man, I had what I hesitate to call my adult life. I spent a number of years as a songwriter, recording artist, and performer. Wanted to get the girls and the money, and I had a pretty good run at that. But the idea was always pretty much the same, really. To do what you do in the music business, you got to be able to push a paperclip across the floor with your nose.
Right.
And, the whole idea was I wanted to help people. Whatever it is, my grandfather and my mother were just those kind of people. They were just always giving. They were always giving. And I came away and I realized at a pretty early place that, I have a physical need to give back some of what has been given to me, whether it was my mom or my grandfather, her father, my dear beloved teacher, Dr. Bruce Boyd, who was the psychiatry professor I had a wonderful tutorial with. I mean, you know, he gave me that education. I was with him for 32 years, and after I left the music business and my insurance lapsed, he kept records that he showed me at the end of our tenure together, and he never charged me for it.
Wow.
So I feel really kind of like I need to do that to get back what I got.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it happened. So after the music business, I wrote a book about step families because that's what I had, and my daughter was a precocious young lady and did great drawings and great little statements about what the drawings were, and I got rejected by a lot of publishing companies, got some money from friends and family, made it myself, and then when I sold all the books that I had and couldn't get on the Oprah Winfrey show because I didn't have enough books, but they said they played my music in house all the time. It was crazy. Next day, I got a phone call from a doctor and a naturopath who had written a book about personalized nutrition. So I invited him to go with my publishing company. I had one. And so I co-wrote the book, edited the book, got very, very, very familiar with the whole area, and moved into doing this.
So now you actually do a few things because you work with the supplements, you work with the ozone, and what else?
Well, the whole idea that we work with is to help people get their life back. To, in fact, do that because most people need that kind of help. But our main conversation these days is what we call peak span. In other words, how long can you live your best life?
Right. Okay.
Everybody talks about longevity and biohacking and age reversal and life extension. That's good. That's good stuff. But how about getting up every morning with good energy and having good cognitive function and going to the potty okay and having a good sex life and doing all those things for a longer time?
Right.
And that's really what we do is regenerative medicine. I kind of think that we're in the reconstruction business.
Okay.
So what kind of people come to you? Have they gone traditional medicine and they weren't getting the results they want, or are they reaching out first because they want to avoid, going under the knife or something?
All kinds. We have people that are coming in, with autoimmune stuff. We've got people with herpes. We've got people with cancer. We've got people with, most of the people that walk in have chronic fatigue. They don't have the energy. What's the definition of health? Energy.
Well, energy. Okay.
That's it. And most people don't have that. So many of the folks that come in don't even know or even remember what it feels like to feel good. So there's a broad range of people that come in. Yes, there are people that come in for the stem cells that we do. We have a lot of people coming in for the ozone therapy that we do because flooding your body with oxygen is one of the most important things anybody could do. There are people that have been to their regular doctors in the conventional community that just aren't getting the results and they're tired of taking the medications and getting nowhere. And they say, okay, well, I want to try something else. There are other people that say, you know what, I've heard about this regenerative alternative stuff and I'm really into it. Other people are just deep in the pool. They're biohackers and taking all kinds of supplements and doing all kinds of treatments. So it's a really broad spectrum. Anti-aging, longevity, the whole 9 yards.
So when people come in, you interview them, and then do you put them on a program? How does it work?
Yeah. The first thing we do is always say, okay, so what's your health goal? Tell me what you want. Why are you here today? Mm-hmm. Tell me what you want and why you want it, and we can help you get it. It doesn't matter what I know. It matters what you'll do. Right. We operate on what we call the 4 Ps: preventive, proactive, preemptive, and the most important P is participation.
Oh, they have to do it.
You got to do it. You got to do it. It's the same in everybody's business. All your people that are listening to this have the same dynamics in their business, and it's the same thing here. You got to have a consistent mindset that will keep you focused on your developing and motivation and moving forward. And then you got to continually do stuff about it, or You know, they're no failures. They're just people that give up.
Yeah, we have a neighbor that got double hip surgery and didn't do the physical therapy afterwards. No better, not much better off than he was before the hip surgery.
Yeah, and he still walks.
And you know, and there's a lot of stories like that, you know, whether it's hip surgery or knee surgery or stuff like that. But, you know, what we do our best to do is to bring it to people's attention. You know, your body is starting its decline in its early 30s. So when's a good time? Ask yourself better questions. When's a good time for you to start working against that decline? Was it be next week? Would it be next month? How about yesterday? When's a good time to plant a tree? Today. So that's the idea.
Right. I was laughing because body starts to decay at 30. I wish I'd known that before I went out for rugby at 43.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know.
I thought I was just entering my prime.
Well, you were in one way.
Right. So, what did you start with that enabled you, since this is a business podcast, you know, did you start with one thing and then said, oh, it makes sense to do this next and this next? Or did you just say, this is the package, we have to do it all at once?
Great question. Thank you. You know, it goes back to my story of origin. My father had a massive heart attack at 48 and he passed away at 54. So wow. I remember the day in a psychology lecture where I said, oh, holy moly, I need to know something that I don't know.
Right.
So one of our bylines at Advanced Biocell is know better. Mm-hmm. So I started out, you know, big deal. I stopped eating all that sugar. Okay, great. But I did stop getting pneumonia-like colds twice a year from that. So that was a starting point. And then, you know, when I met this naturopath, he had his main focus was the hair tissue mineral analysis.
Right.
Which is typically, I mean, we did one with you about
yeah, that was a while ago, and it was amazing what came out of it.
Yeah. Right. It measures the 17 most crucial minerals that make or break metabolic function. Metabolic function is how your body takes nutrients from any source and uses them to make that energy we were talking about.
Right.
And if you can't make that energy, then everything starts to go south. So that's really where the starting point was for me, was the hair tissue mineral analysis. And then somebody came along and said, boy, you ever heard of ozone? And I said, no. Wow. Oh, there's a lot of stuff I never heard of, but haven't heard of ozone. And so jumped in, learned about ozone. And then I've been mentored by some of the best guys in the world over the years. And, you know, you hang out with guys that are so far ahead of the curve. You stand with them on the curve and you look back, you see the future. So getting all these ideas that were very important to me, because I thought, okay, well, if I'm here to help people, why don't I put together a bunch of different bits and pieces? And so Advanced Biocell has been evolving step by step, from the hair testing to the ozone therapy, to the peptides, to the stem cells and the nutrition programs. And these are all really, actually, in the end, basic pieces.
Yeah. And you just opened up your new offices, right?
We're doing that right now. I'm surprised you don't see me sweating here because of all the schlepping.
From all the
schlepping.
A lot of schlepping.
Have you noticed an increase in business? So one of the things on Facebook they're posting a lot of is, you know, hey, these are old recipes for food. These are the chemicals that are these are the preservatives in your food. And so, you know, like soda. Soda wasn't bad until, I guess, Coke and Pepsi took care of it. And before that, it was just about fermented juice and fermented elements. And the fermentation is what they're saying is good. So more and more people are getting educated to what we're putting into our bodies is really impacting us a lot more than we'd like to think about it. So
inflammation,
As business increased, are you getting a different group coming to you, or are you getting people coming to you with more aware? Plus, they can look everything up on the internet, you know?
Well, yeah, Dr. Google has played a big part in what people, you know, find out about. Now, AI is another element that people are finding out about. And you know, I think everything is market-driven. People are sick. You know, everybody that comes into my office isn't they're just fatigued. They're not sick, but they're not well.
They're not well either, yeah. I can.
So there's a lot. There's a lot of information that's coming out. There's a Dr. Mark Hyman. I don't know if you've heard of him.
I know. Yeah, I follow him.
Okay, so he wrote a book called Food Fix.
Right.
And it's like, that thick with documentation, chapter and verse about all the stuff that big pharma, big medicine, big food, big agri, and big government is doing to interfere with everybody's. They just only care about profits. So there's no interest in the health. So if you don't pay attention to your husband, you'll get divorced.
Right.
If you don't pay attention to your health, you'll get sick.
Right. As to that point, I was in London the whole month of May, and I was gobsmacked at the difference in how the food tastes, because they've outlawed GMOs. And Jeffrey made the point that, bananas are GMO. It's like everything is genetically modified. I don't know how it works in London, with that. All I know, or the UK or all of Europe, but, I'll go for an apple and it tastes like a true apple and it's like this big, whereas here we get them this big if they're not organic and they taste like water. So there's a difference there in the minerals and, things like that, right?
Oh, there is. There is. The laws are different. In the United States, let's just talk about Fruit Loops for a minute. Why not, kids?
Yeah.
In the United States, you can put stuff in Fruit Loops that is outlawed in Fruit Loops in other countries.
Right.
You get fined, and it's outlawed if you use it in other countries. And that's just Fruit Loops.
Yeah. So it's amazing. So.
I don't think Fruit Loops, but.
Come on, what's wrong with you? No.
So if our listeners want to find out what's going on with their bodies and things like that, so how can they get in touch with you, and how do they start the process?
Give us a call, send us an email. Call us at our number, which is 310-550-6767, or send us an email to care@advancedbiocell.com. That's with a D and a BIOCELL. We love talking to people. We love helping people. That's what we're here to do. That's just what goes on.
Now, can they go on their website and fill stuff out too?
Absolutely. Advancedbiocell.com has all that information there, and we talk to people all the time. That's what we do. It's just important to exchange some information, because we get calls all the time, and we have people answering the phone, and they say, "Oh my God, I thought it was AI or some kind of." Oh, wow.
Awesome. Well, I have experienced more than one thing. I was hocking up a lung with the ozone, and it was just fascinating to see all the results from something that is so different than just regular Western medicine. You really hone in on that. So I appreciate what you do, Bill.
Thank you, Rona. I appreciate what you do.
No, this is great, Bill, and nice job. Wishing you continued success. And I guess you're opening up an office.
Yeah, I can't wait to come. Well, no, he's already had an office, but this is a new one. A new office.
Yeah, business is booming. So
yeah.
That's good.
Well, we're at the beginning of a really exciting business development. There's some really big money coming in to say, okay, let's get a big clinic going with everything all in one place at one time. Very exciting. I'm very humble and gratified by all the good stuff that's going on.
Yay.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Well, we are excited to see what the future holds. Thank you, Bill, for coming on, taking the time and having patience as we went over what was going on with our sound system beforehand. We're like, just keep talking, Bill, just keep talking.
Yeah, that's right.
One thing wasn't, hey, tech stuff is tech stuff. That's okay. Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Of course.
Thank you, Bill.
And that is it for us. I'm Rona Lewis.
I'm Jeffrey Hansler, and you want to follow, subscribe, and
do
make
all
our
that.
day.
Click those buttons. It really helps the channel. That is it. That's our story. We're sticking to it. This has been Biz-Souls. We'll see you next time, everybody.
Thank you. See you, Bill.
Bye.
And scene. You've been listening to the Biz-Souls podcast with your hosts, Rona Lewis and Jeffrey Hansler. Did you have fun? Subscribe, rate, and leave a review. It's very much appreciated. Talk to you next week.